Hello, I'm Hans Zimmer. It is an honor to create the new anthem for Major League Soccer as part of its 25th season celebration. With this composition, I tried to give fans and the players a feeling of anticipation, drama and excitement. Everything that makes this game so unique and special. Here it is.
Hello and welcome to MLS Report, presented by no one. That's okay. I'm still here, your host, Brandon Popper. MLS has continued throughout the month of September, and we're in a whole new different ball game. The rest of the season is finalized, but the same opponents are still here. We just listened to Hans Zimmer, who created the national anthem this year, for the special anthem for MLS's 25th season. Their inaugural season was in 1996, and the New England Revolution, my hometown, was part of the inaugural team. So I wanted to include that as a start off to this little quick 20-minute recap. We've had games, we've had a lot of things happen, trades, talking about it. We're going to check a look first at the revs and then the bigger picture MLS. All right, so this was Wednesday's action. The revs were in action midweek against Montreal. The game ended a 3-1 win to the revs. We're going to take a look at all the goals and some chances. This was in the 35th minute. A free kick by the Revs taken by Lee Win. You're going to hear the commentators, Brad Feldman and Charlie Davies, on the call. He'll get it, and I'll add some more insight as well.
Delivery into the heart of the area, goes wide. Zako's going to give that as a goal kick. Kellen Rowe disagrees. Caldwell moves it quickly for Kellen, who's pulled into the left channel, has an overlapping run for Jones. Here's Dewan, has two runners. Diop comes out, makes a good play. Corner kick.
We saw in both the free kick and that run by Jones, a lot of attacking pieces. It was mostly New England with the ball, and a goal will be coming up short.
For New England, they're fifth now. Wanyama, he can be dangerous in this area. Lapalainen, positive touch, but not the greatest of shots, and it's an easy save against Montreal in that game.
This is the goal after we had a quick Montreal attack. We're going to let you watch it live with the announcers, and then I will pause it and add my own insight as well.
Wins delivery. It drops dangerously. Kessler stings it, and the rookie has his first Major League Soccer goal. The Revs finally make the set piece pay off. And the big rook breaks his duck.
An impact in this match. Lee Win whips in the corner. It goes near post, but Henry Kessler rebounds off his chest, keeps his body over the ball, and makes solid contact and just blasts it to the lower right, inside of the lower right post. Fantastic finish from the young rookie. But there is no easy.
Before we move on to the next play, just wanted to talk about that. I can go back. Where we have it. Lee Win took it. it went off number 10, Tajon Buchanan, where my mouse is. You can see my mouse, you'll see it. And this is Henry Kessler, the goal scorer. Free kick by Lee Nguyen, corner I should say. Just great playing by the Revs, and another quick look. All right, 40th minute, we'll see the next goal in the 50th minute.
Bruce Arena says he just doesn't like the monotony of playing the same team 3 or 4 times. Here's Buchanan as the Revs win it back. Bo tried to slip it through for Tajon. Now La Pantera has his goal! 2-0 Revs! And for the second time this year, Gustavo Bo punishes the Montreal Impact with a goal.
You have to be relentless. Forget about the missed opportunities. He gets on the ball. He tries to cut back ball to Tajon Buchanan, sticks with it, and then like all goals, good goal scorers, you don't have to look at the keeper. You know where he is, and he slots it low far post. And if it
Great ball by Bo. Trying to play Buchanan, as you heard Charlie Davies mention, but he got the goal instead. Montreal is going to have a chance on a corner. We can see Revs did great to defend it, and Diego Fagundes got the third goal. On frame, but not well. We saw a video review happen. This was a yellow card. They wanted to check to make sure it wasn't a red card. Basically, if you can see where Gustavo Bo is, he pushed him. It was a great call, yellow, and the referee called to play on. We saw the Revs were attacking. Diego Fagundes came in the 62nd minute with Matt Polster, and Diego Fagundes was immediate impact scoring a goal. We're going to listen live to the play.
This is inside for Fagundes. Nice play. Now for Bo. Into space for Diego, racing towards the goal. Has a couple of trailing runners, goes towards Buchanan. Tajon comes through hard, settles it. Back to Diego, in on the keeper. 3-0. Flag is down. Diego gets his first goal of the year. I told you he plays well against Montreal.
You did.
This is a team goal.
It's a team goal. Fagundes head up, tries to find Tajon Buchanan tracking, wins the tackle over Wanyama, and then the unselfish pass. Fagundes with his head up sees Clement Diop's position and just slides it cool into the...
We saw a great pass by Buchanan, Fagundes. Charlie Davies, professional at this. It's always spot on. This was a team effort, not a single player. You see some single player goals. This was a team effort goal. The Revs had most of the attack, but Montreal did get in a goal in the 87th minute. All right, 86th minute. Montreal had the ball possession. Revs had a lot of chances. 3 goals is all they got. And we'll take a look live at Montreal's.
Wanyama again showing some of his quality. Is it enough for Montreal to play out? Well, this time they do. Lapinainen is on his horse. Long touch in on the keeper, and he gets one back from Montreal. Well, you got to give Wanyama credit for starting the attack from deep, and Lapinainen opening up his stride and getting in behind the defense. That ruins the shutout.
The ball's played into the feet of Piet. It's laid back, and then Wanyama just is there in the midfield, but Lapinainen delays his run, cuts inside of Farrell, and then spends it far post.
We saw in this play that the Montreal forward was onside, stayed on his own half, and scored a goal. Revs final 3-1. They played last night to a 2-0 win over DC. We're going to go live to those goals as well. All right, first, before we see the goal, we'll see a DC attack, and I'm going to talk.
Yeah.
DC had possession for a lot of this. Actually, Revs had some too. Not a lot of chances, but this is where we see the first goal. Actually, that was a miss. Sorry. Here, we're going to go live for the Revolution first.
Both offenses not necessarily been on the same page tonight.
Birnbaum wins a header against Buxa, but McNamara is able to play it to Padilla. Look out, this is Bow, and that's a goal. Gustavo Bow scores. New England leads. Late.
Didn't need any sort of time to think about this when he receives it. Just a little check off. Briant tries to close him down, but it's look how close that touch is to him before he receives the ball. He knows exactly what he's going to do with it. Gets it out from underneath his feet. Bill Hamid.
These aren't the New England commentators. As you could tell, they weren't as excited by the Bow goal. Bow scored in the 87th minute. Like I mentioned, this was not the best game attacking-wise. The Revs scored 3 goals against Montreal and took them late to score goals. We'll see in the second one by Buxa. And Matt Turn kept the clean sheet. Great game from the Revs. And great performance by the end. Let's take a look one more time at this goal and then go to the second.
Trying to get set, but it's the power behind it. Doesn't allow Hamid to have any sort of jump on the ball. Right under Briant's foot. Unfortunate there from number 13, Fred Briant. He does a good job closing down space, but it goes between the 2 legs. Again, Hamid unable to react quick enough.
Wessel calls for handball. None coming. Now Bull works up. Making a run, Padilla. Fisher getting back after him. This is Buxa. Hamid comes out. Oh, wow. Adam Buxa scores. And New England has 2 goals and 3 points.
It's just a quick counter there from New England. Birnbaum had gone up just waiting for a delivery, trying to cause some havoc in the offensive half, and then it's a ball from Gustavo Bow into the path of Christian Pania. He just picks out number 9, Buxa, who's got plenty of time and space, and he just shows a bit of class with his left-footed deft little chip over Bill Hamid, who was brought in to score goals. Punches their ticket to 3 points tonight with that little deft chip.
Great chip by Adam Buxa. The Revs wanted him to score. He scored. Well, the Revs got 3 points, and we're going to move on to see what other teams got 3 points and how that affects the standings. Coming up right after this. All right, as I mentioned a moment ago, the Revs got 3 points, but there are other teams that got 3 points. We're going to take a quick look for our MLS recap, September 28th. Note, I'm having my notes on another screen, so if I'm not looking directly at the camera, I'm looking at my notes. As I mentioned, Revs won 2-0, GC, Bone Buxa scored. But the other scores, New York Red Bulls took a demanding 4-1 win over Montreal, and Luis Binks is the 5th player in 6 weeks to get a red card. They did not get a red card in the Revolution game on Wednesday, but they did against Red Bulls. TFC got goals from Josie Altidore and Alejandro Pazuello, and they won 3-1 over first place Columbus. Big win from TFC, and that shows that they're in the running for top seed in the East. 2 first half goals by Chicago gave them a win over crumbling Atlanta FC. Atlanta is just falling apart, and no Joseph doesn't help. Union got goals from their young guys, Brennan Aronson, Alex Fontana, and they won 3-0 over Inter Miami FC, another sluggish team. One of 2 draws last night, both for 0-0, unfortunately. Minnesota RSL played to the first scoreless draw, and FC Dallas and Orlando City played to a draw. Only note from that Orlando-Dallas game was Jason Mendez got sent off in the 70th minute. I hope I'm saying your name right. Portland got a goal in the 5th minute by Felipe Mora, and that's all it took for 3 points for them. LAFC got to a great start as well, but their magic didn't hold up as San Jose scored 2 late goals, and San Jose was walking out for 3 points. Over in Seattle and LA Galaxy, LAFC's rival, without Chicharito, the Galaxy have not been good. Roldan scored a brace. Morris scored a goal. And Seattle beat the LA Galaxy. With that, we're going to take a look at what the standings look like. We can see Columbus with 30 points after 14 games. They're atop the East. Philadelphia, who I told you won over Miami, they're in second with Toronto FC in third. We can see Philadelphia and Toronto on the screen, both tied at 28. One win for either of those teams could make their jump into first place. Orlando City are going to be in fourth place with 26 points. The New England Revolution, who won 2-0 last night against DC and 3-1 over the Impact, they're now in fifth place with 21 points. NYCFC, we saw them crawling out from the basement. They're now in sixth place, a point back from New England, and tied with the rivals, New York Red Bulls, on 20 apiece. Montreal Impact, who I mentioned, lost to both the Revs and New York this week. They are in eighth place, tied with Nashville on 16 points. Nashville FC will be heading to New England next week. We'll have a preview for that in just a moment. Chicago, 10th place with 15, and with the new format, 10 teams in the East make the playoffs because Nashville has came over to the East, and they are in last spot. Atlanta United, although without Joseph Martinez, trading Pity Martinez away, they're only in 11th place, 1 point out of playoffs. Cincinnati, 12th place with on total of 13 points. And Inter Miami and DC United close out the basement in the East, 11. We'll take a look at the Western Conference. It's Seattle and Portland at the top with 24. You can see Portland has played one more game than Seattle, so Seattle has the tiebreaker over that. And goal differentials is higher, so that gives them the tiebreaker. More KC and FC Dallas both tied at 20 apiece. We see Colorado, Minnesota with 19, LAFC and RSL 18. And RSL is in 8th place. That's going to be the last spot for the West. There's 10 in the East because Nashville has moved over in Miami. So there's 14 teams instead of 13 in each. Only 8 teams will make it, but 7 through 10 will have playing games. So RSL and LAFC have that last playoff spot. Houston Dynamo 16, Vancouver Whitecaps with 15, LA Galaxy also on 15, and San Jose with 14 close out the basement in the West. We'll take a look at the upcoming schedule for MLS. Orlando, New York, DC and Atlanta, as I mentioned, New England, Nashville, Toronto and Philadelphia, Montreal and Chicago, Minnesota, Cincinnati, Houston, Sporting KC, Inter Miami, NYCFC, FC Dallas, Columbus, Seattle, Vancouver, San Jose, LA Galaxy, and Portland, Colorado close out Saturday. We have a game on Sunday between RSL and LAFC. And that big one, Toronto, Philadelphia, is one you're going to want to watch because winner of that game will take over first place for the day, maybe just for a few hours, as FC Dallas play Columbus at 8:30 that night, Toronto FC and Philadelphia at 7:30. So they may be in first place for an hour. But if Columbus wins, they'll dethrone either Toronto or Philly for first. As I mentioned, New England's going to play Nashville. And then on the 7th, they have Toronto coming, and they have NYCFC on the 11th. That's the upcoming schedule for both MLS and the Revs. That's going to do it for this episode. As we started this episode, or recap, I should say, MLS recap, we talked about Hans Zimmer, 25th season, and I'm going to conclude with Kick Childhood Cancer. It's Kick Childhood Cancer Month, and Kick Childhood Cancer Month is always in September. It is coming to a close as Wednesday is the last day of September, October 1st on Thursday. But just think about Kick Childhood Cancer and what MLS has done. You can, even if you don't donate, just go on MLS Twitter at MLS Soccer, and you can text a number to donate money. Unfortunately, don't have the number on the screen, but if you go to MLS Twitter, which will either be a link or in the description. That's going to do it for today. Hopefully, the Revs can stay hot with their wins. Doing well. That's all I got for you. I'm Brandon Popper, and this has been MLS Report. Hit the bell to get notified, and like and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed today's video.